All right, am I back? Why the damn number? Hold on, y'all. Let me get the number up. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. Y'all back? Y'all got cam and audio? I had the I don't know. That was my first stream, man. I appreciate you. Y'all got it pinned. Somebody dropped the number in the comments. Damn, I got the number fucked up. Hold on. You say, what in the Jim Crow is this? Man, straight up. We finna talk about it, man. We talking about reparations, man. We up here talking about reparations and birthright citizenship. Are you for birthright citizenship? Are you against birthright citizenship? Are you for reparations? Are you against reparations? My name is Plug. This is my alter ego politician, Plug. And we are in the building, man. Plug at the dark, man. Y'all rocking with me, man. I got the number. You said, look good, sound great. The number is up. Just pin it now. Somebody type the number in the comments so I can pin it. Somebody type that number, 512-843-1334. Type that in the comments right now so I can pin it. Let me get some likes. There's not enough likes on the video. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. Let me get some likes on the video. Call in right now, 512-843-1334. You are against reparations. Why are you against reparations? What it do, Wool? You say you are for black Americans to accept Islam or Malcolm X. We not talking about that tonight. Right now, we talking about reparations and birthright citizenship, man. My name is Politician Plug. This is my alter ego. If y'all do not get the symbolism, it just went over your head, man. You see this? You see what's going on, man. Double tap the screen, shut the live out. The number is pinned. You said, I'll like it if you are against reparations. Well, too damn bad, because I'm not. You said I have African American in me and I'm Snow White. Who get reparations? It'll have to go to Ancestry, man. They do have census. We're gonna have to go to the census to see who get reparations. We're gonna have to go to the census. Straight up. Let me get my light back over here. Let me get my light back over here, man. Ain't nobody gonna call in at 1:01 a.m. Yeah, I haven't got a call. Hold on, 1:11 a.m. Yeah, nobody's called in yet. Nobody's calling. You for restoration? I'm for restoration as well. You said you have no issues with reparations. Congratulations, man. Thank you. You said, are we giving all black prisoners reparations? Hell yeah. If that's what it come with it, man. Put that shit on their books, man. You said, what's the number? It's right here. Somebody drop the number in the comments. 512-843-1334. James, welcome back. Not much. I need one of my mods to type this number and pin the number. 512-843-1334. I need one of my mods to pin the number. I need the number dropped so I can pin it. Can one of my mods please drop the phone number? Have I ever been a slave? Technically. Thank you, Essence. Thank you, Essence. Okay, James, you got the floor.
I just want to say it's kind of crazy in the comments. People got a lot to say just because we talking about.
You kind of low.
Man, and funny, it's a lot of hate, and we just speaking on something that was already fact. You're hating on the truth, like, you know what I'm saying? And I know this is gonna touch a lot of little racism, but I wish just some people should just keep their little smart comments to themselves and just realize that it is people in this world that really love their race and really care about their race. And we all work, you know what I'm saying? And everybody on this little podcast, man, everybody ain't rich, so busting them jokes about your equipment and all that. Stop it. Let's get to the main point. And it's kind of crazy that we knock each other down at the same time, want to smile in each other's faces. Like, all the fake stuff just got to stop, period. All the little hate and all the little racism stuff. If we can't stop that, they ain't going to never give us what they took from us, then give it back. All that, that just needs to cut out. Like, at the end of the day, we ain't going to get it back, and I ain't mad at it. But at the same sense, it's like,
okay.
we can't come to the common ground where everybody just loves everybody. Ain't don't
Right. So you at this point, you just want to come to a common ground. Let me take some of those comments. You said you never been to Africa, and neither did my ancestors. I know that's right, Essence. Let me tell you this, Carletta. You said, what do I do for a living? I do this. I run my mouth. I do social media marketing by day. I just dropped 2 ebooks. I also go get my ebooks, The Art of Organized Action Plan. I'm gonna show y'all how community and omnipresence works hand in hand to go viral and to build some shit, man. Straight up, I have a community, and this community, when we go viral, omnipresence amplifies what community sustains. I also dropped a book called Keeping the Peak, Problem Solve, Package, and Produce. So if you want to know what I do by day, I do business marketing, and I also am a content creator, but I did drop a couple ebooks, and what else? Oh, my degree, I got a degree, audio engineering degree, but that's pretty much what I do. But right here, right now, this is my alter ego. This is Politician Plug. Go ahead.
Put that to the youngsters. A lot of youngsters need to learn how to do this and get some little money from, especially in our culture. You know what I'm saying? So, that'd be another good thing. You know what I'm saying? Come out here and start teaching the youngsters how to do the little podcast and all this. You know what I'm saying? Out here in Sacramento, we ain't got that.
Okay. Straight up. Appreciate you for calling in, caller. What's your thoughts? You think we should get reparations as Americans, Black Americans?
I feel it's old. I feel like it's just.
Okay, they said nobody can really hear you, so I'm gonna drop you down, man. I appreciate you for calling in. I hope you subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I got my volume all the way up. I don't know why we couldn't hear him that well. Batleg said, I'm a clown. That's cool. I can be a clown. Just make sure you double tap the screen and shut the live out, man. We do this over here, man. This is one of my alter egos. I also got another alter ego, man. Quite a few of them, man. This is what we do. We go viral. Let me see. Do I got it? Oh, I just missed the call. Let's go into the clip, man. Who heard the clip about Trump saying that reparations were for the children of slaves? Not reparations, but birthright citizenship. Birthright citizenship was for the children of slaves. Do y'all agree or do y'all disagree? Do y'all agree or disagree that birthright citizenship was for the children of slaves? Descendants of slaves should get mortgage-free homes. I'm cool with that. See? Mortgage-free homes. Y'all disagree. Y'all agree. You said, what is reparations? Let me get you the actual definition. I'm going to get you the Webster. Hold on. So we don't leave anything up for debate. I'm going to get you the exact definition. Because I'll say some shit and y'all will be like, oh, that's not what it means, plug. So let me be correct. Yeah, 40 acres and a mule. You said, okay, this is what reparation is. The act or process of making amends.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Caller, what's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Penguin.
Oh, what's up, Penguin? I didn't hear you. Welcome back, Penguin. How you doing?
Right. So I kept hearing a lot of people do comparison with Native Americans versus slavery, and there's huge differences there. When those reparations, it's kind of different than reparations. It was mainly treaties. Native Americans were recognized by the United States as a nation, and granted all the terrible things that America did to said nations, but a lot of that was treaties. Whereas African slave trade came from Africa selling us, the United States, slaves, and then later on, much later in time, recognizing them as human beings.
it sound Penguin. It sound to me like you doing a lot of dancing to not have a level playing field. It sound to me like you scared of black people getting money or getting some land. That's what it sounds like.
It has nothing to do with that. I don't think it will help. I don't think it helps. I think that the nuclear family helps. I don't think that throwing, it's kind of like incentivizing, oh, just give them more money. You don't need dad in the home. Here's some more money. Here's some reparations. It doesn't work. It works until you bring back nuclear family and bring back fathers into the home.
Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why would it matter to you if it works or not? You're not asking if reparations work for the Japanese. You're not asking if it worked for anybody else. Why does it matter to you if it works for black people or not?
I guess where I'm coming from is what other people you view Native Americans as receiving reparation when really that's treaties. That's different. It's apples and oranges.
So listen, hold on. Let me ask you this, right? The Union beat the Confederate in the Civil War, right?
Mm-hmm.
The general of the Union is the one who issued reparations, right? What normally happens to a conquered people, right? Isn't what the winner side says goes? So why is that not viable? We had no problem with conquering any other people.
Introduction to Jim Crow. That's kind of like it was still a way for it to separate, segregate, degrade, however you want to classify it. So slaves get their rights, then you get Jim Crow. Look at it as disruption.
But do you not realize how obsolete Jim Crow would have been with the 400,000 acres, with the communities? Do you not realize that back then, hold on, let me finish, Penguin. Back then, we weren't scattered across America. We were very much concentrated on the eastern coast of America around that time.
But I don't want to penalize people for a crime they didn't do. I feel like if you're looking for reparations, you should ask it of Africa.
So I'm going to ask you this. Who paid reparations to the Japanese?
We did. United States.
All right, Penguin. You see how that works?
Well, we paid reparations to Japanese people that were put in those camps. Yes, we did. We bought slaves. There's a difference. It's not a great difference, but there is difference. I guess where I'm getting
okay, Penguin, I'm going to tell you like this. If the community viewed slaves as less than. They viewed them as animals, right? But even now, if I sell you any kind of animal and you abuse it, you will be held accountable. Nobody's been held accountable for this shit to this day.
But if I illegally buy an exotic animal,
why is it an exotic animal? It wasn't illegally bought, Penguin. Why do you keep going to illegally bought? It was immoral, not illegal. Stop saying it was illegal. It wasn't illegal.
That's my point. It was legal back then. So why are you?
Because you are making amends. That is what reparations is for. It was legal and it was fucked up. So the act or process of making amends for a wrong, something done or money paid to make amends or compensate for a wrong. Compensation or
why not get that from Africa?
Because Africa didn't abuse us. Here, Africa did not abuse us Africa didn't abuse us on this land, and when they gave African American citizenship, we became Americans. So America abused us, and we are Americans. We are Americans that were abused and done wrong. Africa, whatever they did in Africa, we're not Africans.
Correct, but my point is they did, in my opinion.
Listen, this is the difference. They were conquered people. That's the thing. That's what I'm telling you. They were conquered people. The people that were sold off into slavery, it wasn't like they were selling their best friends and their homeboys and shit. They were conquered people. They were enemies. They sold their enemies. Right? Right, but
my whole thing is, if you're going after reparations, you can't go after the dealer and not the seller. It doesn't work that way.
Yes, it
It has
does.
to stem and come from somewhere.
Yes,
Like,
it
okay,
does.
let me give you a good synopsis of this.
Penguin, I'm finna drop you down,
I
Penguin, because
buy
we
a
finna get
bird
into it.
and I abuse it, right? They're eventually and a lot of people buy said birds.
If the bird was illegal to
Eventually.
buy, if you went to fucking Petco and if you went to Petco and bought a parakeet and beat the shit out of it, they're not gonna go charge Petco for that. That's what you're trying to push off on me.
No, but Petco's running a puppy mill. And I would disagree on not abusing it. I mean, we're talking about and do you know how many people die on the boats alone? I mean, a lot of slaves, they overpack.
Let me take this next call, Penguin.
A lot of them didn't make it.
Let me take this next call. We almost at 7 minutes. Let me take this next call. I'm gonna get you right back. Let me take this next call. This shit crazy. Caller, what's going on? Welcome to Politician Plug. This is my alter ego. Tonight's topic is, are you against reparations? And how do you feel about birthright citizenship? What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm from California.
Okay, can you speak up a little louder? Because they're going to have a hard time hearing you.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, you from California. What you want us to call you? What's up, Corey World?
It's Josh.
Okay, we got Josh from California. Take off, Josh.
I mean, birthright citizenship, the way they're doing it right now with Trump, I'm against it. Even though the 14th Amendment at that time was passed for the children of slaves, I don't think it's right, and I don't think he truly knows what it means, though. At that time, like you said, and like many people have said on this chat already, slaves were not seen as human, right? They were seen as belonging to their masters. What the Amendment did was guarantee that those people were not going to get deported back to Africa because they had no ties to Africa anymore.
Correct. No ties. No ties to Africa. So they're saying, how do you said your reparations SB shoved, there was no I don't get what you're saying there.
For reparations, I don't think people should get paid though. I mean, I think reparations should get paid, but not all of them, right? Like,
so what about the own communities? What about the own communities that were promised to these Americans? See, it's not just about the money here. That's what people are failing to realize. It was the 400,000 acres. Hold on. It was the 400,000 acres and the autonomy to be able to operate as their own individual, quote, like Penguin said, their own nation. That's what it was going to be. If it was going to operate like a reservation, because what did the other caller said? The reservations, the feds can't just come on there. They're allowed on there. Now, that's what it was supposed to be for black people. I just read it. So everybody's so caught up on the money. No, it's the ability to operate outside of government. Well, you'll still have federal law, but you'll be able to police your own communities. You will actually have your own community to police.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then, I mean, shouldn't the Japanese get the same thing? And especially...
Japanese got money. They at least got something. They got more than niggas. Let's be real.
I mean, if you want to take it that way, bro, you can have Mexicans that were here before.
I said the Mexicans are the only ones. I said it. I said it before you called in. Let me get it. Hold on, caller. This my show. I don't need you to talk over me. I'm at to put you on hold. I don't need you to talk over me. This is my show. Listen, I said before you called in, the Mexicans are the only ones that really got to fight in this because they got the land. They got the land point, and they also have the point to where they were being held in cages on the border. I said the Mexicans have a fight.
Right now, though, I'm referring to things that happened to them a long time ago. Because since the 1800s, every single Mexican that was in America right now, which used to be Mexican territories, they got deported. Even though they were born in California or back then, Alta California, Texas, New Mexico, deported. 1930, every single Mexican that was in the United States of America deported. 1950, every single Mexican got deported again. At least majority of them, even though you were born here, even though you were a World War II veteran, you got deported. In 1800s, every single Mexican that was here, like I said, got deported. The government from California, Texas, you name it, allowed for settlers from Europe to kill, rape, and torture Mexicans and take their lands away. Land away, I mean by farms and mines. A lot of Mexicans at that time were among the richest people on the Southwest because they owned the farms and they owned the mines. So a lot of them out to be hunted by the government itself. And guess what? They never got reparations. They never got the land back. They never got the money. If you think about it, them should be having, I don't know.
You want me to tell you the only key difference in that fight? I did not disagree with anything you said, and I actually led with the land thing. The only difference is that the Mexicans weren't promised reparations. They weren't given reparations and then had the reparations revoked. That's the only difference I would say. But other than that, you spot on.
Yes, correct. When it comes to African Americans, I mean, thing with Mexicans, right? For example, if New Mexicans are the Mexicans, non-descendants of these people that got hurt, I would say they do not deserve reparations, right? Because their people didn't suffer. Their people were not here before. But the people that were here, their descendants, should actually get reparations. And I feel like it should be the same thing with African Americans.
Okay.
Right? Like,
I appreciate that. Let me get another caller in here. I got the line blowing up, but I do appreciate you. I hope you subscribe to the channel, man. And come back around. We're gonna get another caller in here. I appreciate that caller from California, but we only have 42 likes. I need you guys to tap the like button, man. The shit is free, bro. I done put on my politician plug alter ego, man. We in here talking about real topics. Yeah, don't let the outfit fool you. You can say I look like a clown, but if you don't understand the symbolism, hey, that's on you. You'll catch up one of these days.
Call from Mason Johnson.
What's going on? Oh, he hung up. Damn. He said his whole name like it was a jail call. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. Hello? Oh, no. I don't know what the hell that was. The hell is going on? Who is calling in? Sammy, you said go back to my 9 to 5. Hello. Yeah, your mic is messed up, man. I don't know what's going on with it, but it sounds crazy. Let me get you to call right back. No, that's not it. That's my Google Voice chat. Hold on. Let me pull that shit back up. Let me pull up my Google Voice again. Let me pull that shit back up. It's not working right now. Know what the hell that was going on. All right. Let's try to call back. Nah, I don't know what the hell is going on. Hello. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We have audio trouble right here right now. Let me close the whole browser. Let's close the whole browser. We're gonna close the whole browser right quick. Let's pull up a new browser. This is my first time doing this type of stream. So y'all gotta bear with me, man. This is my first time doing this type of stream. Allow. Okay. Let's see if we can get a call in. We're gonna wait for somebody else to call in. You say it's just me. It sounds a bit. You said don't call me back. Okay, Dark City, I won't call you back. I won't call nobody back. I'm gonna wait till somebody just call in. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna call you back. Call in, man. We back, man. Double tap the screen, shut the live out. I'm in here chilling, man. This is my alter ego politician plug, man. We sitting here talking about reparations and we're talking about birthright citizenship. Are you for reparations? Are you against reparations? Social dancing. Okay, Dark City, I'm not gonna call you back. I'm not gonna call you back.
To accept, press 1.
Hello, caller. Where you calling from?
Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay, now how you doing today? You say you calling from Texas. What do you want us to call you over here?
I guess you just call me Lady Hawk.
Okay, lady. How you doing, lady? How do you feel about these topics of birthright citizenship and reparations?
Well, I really don't have a comment on that. I'm really not sure how I feel about it. I did want to comment about 1950, and you were talking about the Hispanics in
Okay.
1950.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it.
Well, what happened there was their president told them, because we had made an agreement, I think Johnson was in office at that time, and we had made an agreement to have so many of them come over to America as migrant workers, and we were going to pay them X amount of dollars. And they went, came over, started working, and we did not stand by what we had told them we were going to pay them. And so that's why their president, and we kept saying, we're going to next pay, we're going to do it next pay. And they never did follow through, so their president said, come on back home. And that they did. And that's why I say today, we've all, throughout the generations, have been in those fields picking.
Okay.
Since the onset of this country. I mean, we have literally the whites, the blacks, and now the Mexicans, the migrant workers. We've all sown into this nation. Blood, sweat, tears. Lives have been created. Lives have been taken. And farming has sustained this country. And farmers are nurturers. They're not destructive. And, I don't think people appreciate the migrant worker, how valuable they are, because that's who's out there picking your tomatoes and cucumbers today. And let me tell you something, when their boss tells them, let's go, pull it, walk, they all go, because they know how to stay together and take care of one another.
Right. Okay. So you are against the way birthright citizenship is being handled right now.
I didn't say I'm against it or for it. I'm just talking
Right.
about the 1950s and what took place there.
Okay.
My concern is, people come over here to have children to get in through their children. I don't know if it's right or wrong. How do you feel about it?
The birthright citizenship thing, I feel like this. I feel like as a leader, you got to make decisions. Sometimes those decisions are going to piss people off. So as a leader, I feel like Trump went with the world standard. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much how the world standard is. He went with the world standard. It's going to piss some people off. Now, as far as the shoe being on the other foot, I can't blame those families for being upset. I can't blame those families for feeling betrayed. I can't blame them. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, you know what I'm saying? But it's happening, So now as far as the people, I believe, what was it? I don't know if it was truth or not. Y'all fact check me in the comments, but I did hear about some about the guy that was born in Germany on the US base that they deported him as well. If that's true, then I think that's some bullshit.
Oh yeah, that would be, yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, though. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if I believe that or not. That's a little, I don't know.
Right.
But I would say just being a mother and a woman, I'm going to use Mexico as an example. If if I thought all I had to do was get across that river, a child a better opportunity in life, I'd give birth in that river.
Correct. Okay, now.
That would be, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I see the both sides of it.
Okay, now. Yes, appreciate that. Yes, it is free to call. Tonight, I'm not even asking for any donations. I'm not asking for no donations. I'm just asking everybody to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you from calling in from Texas. I hope you subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm gonna get some more callers in here.
Fair enough. Thank you, sir.
All right, now.
To accept, press 1.
What's going on, caller? What's your name and where you calling from? This is Politician Plug, my alter ego. Tonight we're talking about birthright, citizenship, and reparations. Okay, we lost the caller.
Call from
Corey.
Corey World, what's going on? Welcome to Politician Plug. This is my alter ego. You know the topics. Take off.
Reparations. Yeah, I think I'd be for reparations because I do know they suffered and they went through a lot of stuff and they had all that land taken. I think I'd be for reparations.
Okay. Okay. What about
Or what?
Coast to Coast AM? What is you talking about, Ivan? Coast to Coast AM. What am I looking up that for, Ivan? What am I looking that up for? So what about birthright citizenship, Corey?
By case, I think, because I do think that gets abused. But the reparations, I'm all for. But it doesn't just stop at black people. I think the whole world fucking deserves reparations. Like millennials and Gen Z they got fucked. We expected to work for like 20 times less than our grandparents. Everybody gets gaslit. You will owe nothing if you're happy. I think we all fucking deserve reparations, honestly.
Okay, Corey World, I'm going to get the next caller in and get you right back up here, man. Whoever this number is, I'm calling you back.
Hello?
Welcome to Politician Plug, man. This is my late night show. Oh, he said hello and hung up. That's crazy. Oh, well, man, you say you against reparations. Carl Brown, why are you against reparations? Deck Dizal said they mad as fuck. Yes, they do not want to talk about Black Wall Street and the atrocities that happened in Oklahoma. They do not want to talk about Black Wall Street and the atrocities that happened in Oklahoma. Straight up, man. Caller, if you want to call back, I'll answer your call. You just hung up on me, man. You said, why should somebody collect Okay, we got a call coming in. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Sean calling from Georgia.
What's going on, Sean from Georgia?
Just sitting in the chat and listening. Yeah. I heard my stance on reparations. I'm for reparations and everything. But I heard some people sitting here talking about, the Democrats were the ones who were for slavery and the Republicans did that and the third and stuff. That is true, but what people either like to tell the whole truth or don't know the whole truth about it is that it was basically a party change that happened in the 1960s. And the reason why the party changed was because of racial tensions during that time, which was between blacks and whites. Yes, the Democrats were slave owners and the Republicans were the Union, the North. Abraham Lincoln was a Republican candidate. The switch happened in around 1964 when Lyndon B. Johnson, a Democratic candidate, so at the time, a nigga that came from the South.
Hold on. 1 second, Sean. Penguin, That's exactly what the fuck we're talking about. Reparation was simply redistribute existing wealth rather than create new wealth. Exactly. Level the playing field. That's what I've been saying all night. Level the playing field. And it seems to me like not just you, but a lot of people don't really want a level playing field. They like the advantage. They like being able to, you know what I'm saying, have a one up. They like being able to, you know what I'm saying? Without saying too much. But that's exactly what I was talking about, Penguin. You are exactly right. It will not create new wealth. It will definitely redistribute existing wealth. Correct. Correct. Through taxes. Go ahead, Sean.
Thing I'm talking about is called the Great Switch. So after Lincoln, a Republican candidate, signed the Emancipation Proclamation, then he turned around in 19 in the Democrat Party, a person that comes from the party that comes from the slave owners who's that from the South wrote the signed the Civil Rights Act, and it was a guy by the name of Barry Goldwater who ran in the election as a Republican candidate, and he was vocally against it, and basically the Republican Party, who were for black people and who had a large majority of the black vote at the short amount of time they were allowed to vote, ended up losing all their black voters, and they switched over to the Democratic Party because they were against the Civil Rights Act that was written for black people. So that's where the switch comes. So basically, they realized where you have Dr. King before his death said that to a burning fire is because the real reason he understood that both the Democrats and the Republicans don't care about black people. So I'm gonna leave that with you and let the next caller get in, man.
Appreciate that now, Sean. Penguin says some believe that emphasizing reparations fosters a sense of victimhood rather than empowering individuals to just through their own efforts. So what? And I probably would feel like that too if I had, you know, systems in place. I would probably feel like that too if I didn't go through shit like Penguin. Just being black in America, like it's I've been in the store, you know what I'm saying, and got followed around the store. Like, do you not know that it's literally, I don't even like using the word literally, but there are people who go in the stores and steal, and they take the white person with them so the white person can steal because they won't be watched. Like, this is a real thing. I've been riding through rural Arkansas, small town, riding my bike. I've had 3-year-olds call me the hard ER. Where does a 3-year-old learn the hard ER? You know what I'm saying? Like, racism is alive and well. It's alive and well, but I would probably feel the same way. I'm not passing judgment or anything, but when you're speaking from the point, like what I'm not getting is like, it would just be a simple tax. Maybe, you know, a couple cents here, a couple cents there that you're paying. Same thing. You paying taxes that you don't know what the fuck you paying for every single day. Every single day you paying an extra 1 or 2 pennies on something you don't know what the hell it's for. But when it comes to it, it doesn't matter if it's going to Ukraine, doesn't matter if it's going to Israel, doesn't matter if it's going overseas to pay for some damn rats trying to see if they can have a sex change. Y'all really don't, it's not a big issue until it's reparations, until it's niggas getting something. And I'm not even sitting here talking about reparations for the money. That's what y'all get stuck on, is the money, the money, the money. No, it's the autonomy. It's the being independent. It's the owning our own communities. It's the 400,000 acres that was taken and given back. The land that your granddaddy and great granddaddy, the one you got the statue up in the house of, the one that took care of everybody and passed down to, guess what? When he got all of that free land, my people couldn't even own land. And the free land, that not even free, but the land that we were entitled to from being 1,000 lashes and shit was taken from us. So for you to say, oh, you weren't a slave, well, guess what? You didn't earn your inheritance either. That's what the fuck it is. It's inheritance. When we're talking about reparations, we're talking about our inheritance being taken from us. What the fuck is we talking about for real? Let's be real here. Go ahead, caller. Where you calling from? What's your name?
Me.
Oh, go ahead. What's up, Penguin? I don't know. It just says unknown. I'm not listening to the name. I'm just automatically bringing whoever up.
You're good.
Go ahead.
No, I I was hearing you go on about how, well, just because, you know, how it's inherited, but how does that work for people that didn't, let me rephrase, if my ancestors never had slaves, didn't contribute to the slave trade, why on earth would I want my taxpayer dollars to go to someone that was never a slave?
It's not about you wanting to it. It's about righting wrongs. It's about being an American. It's about knowing that as an American, at one point in time, these people were wronged, and as an American, I want to make it right. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't. What about the all the aid and shit? I'm pretty sure you've driven across any type of thing and just donated to it blindly. Have you ever just gave a blind donation out, Penguin? Like not even thought about it, just gave it out. Like you didn't really think what they were selling or
Of course,
what.
a donation, but
Right.
we're not talking about donation. You're talking about
So
paying
that $20
$5
we're talking about. I'm talking about adding 1 to 2 cents on taxes. That's what I'm talking about. Basically, a blind donation. You'll be paying a penny here, a penny there when you make a purchase. That's how taxes work for the most part.
But people are going to get people that weren't slaves, though. Like, you understand my perspective.
Right.
You're
But
asking
listen,
people that
your
never
people,
contributed
but
to
it's
the
a lot
slave
of
trade
people.
to pay people
But
that
listen,
were never slaves.
there's a lot of people that benefited off slavery that were never slave owners, aren't there? What about nepotism that comes through? Even if your parents weren't slave owners, I just pulled up a study the other day. Even in 2025, if you are a white man with a felon, you are more likely to get hired than being a black man without a felony. There's studies behind it. So that's what it is. It's about leveling the playing field. The only way we level the playing field is if we are in positions to make calls. And we can't be in positions to make calls without one, either money, or two, our own communities. Reparations was supposed to solve both, and it solved neither. It was a false promise.
But
All we got was a good talking
You bring up your
to.
own communities, and that's a very interesting point
Correct.
that you bring up, because look at Baltimore. It's not a thriving community. Baltimore is dying. And what I mean by that is the homeless crisis there. It's a black governor, black mayor, predominantly black police force.
Listen. I'm gonna say this.
Why that community isn't thriving?
Because it's impoverished. It's impoverished. Yes, if you give them reparations and get the fuck out their business, it might. But even then, it's not your fight. If something goes on Indian reservations, guess what? Penguin does not care. But when it comes to niggas, Penguin in America just so happens to care. Why does it matter? What I'm saying to you, why does it matter? Why don't you have a problem with paying with anything else though? Why is it just the niggas?
Okay,
When the Japanese listen,
who would receive the money? Who receives the money for that?
you're gonna go to the census. You're gonna go to the census. You're gonna go to the census, and you're gonna go by lineage. That's all it is. They have records of who was niggas, and you're gonna go to the census. That's how it's gonna go.
Now,
They are listen. They are the thing about it is we're asking how reparations will work, and there's frameworks everywhere. You got the NAACP that has a whole framework of how reparations will work. Duke, Harvard, all of these schools have done studies on how reparations will work. All of these states, Maryland, Illinois have done.
Work for mixed children. If one ancestor, if you're mixed, right?
It depends on the lineage.
Was a slave, and the other one was white, and you're considered to have quote unquote white privilege.
Correct.
Then should they not receive?
But no mixed people have white privilege. Where do mixed people get white privilege, Penguin? I think you just talking now. Now they might have color. They don't have white privilege.
People inherently have privilege. Wouldn't they also have privilege?
No, hell no. Mixed kids might have it worse than niggas. Mixed kids are the ones that don't feel right with the niggas. They don't feel black enough for the niggas, and the white community's not really gonna accept them. And I can speak on this, Penguin, because I'm from Arkansas. My uncle got to go with the white side of his family, quote unquote, and his sister had to go with the niggas. You know why? Because she was a shade darker than him. So he experienced white privilege, but listen, hold on, let me finish. Can I finish? He experienced white privilege, but you know what he had to do to experience that white privilege? He had to denounce his black. He could never let anyone know that he was black. He could pass for white. That's why he got white privilege. He wasn't saying he was mixed. He was saying he was white.
But if we're going by generation, right? Because no one today was a slave. So to identify who would receive these monies, right? You would have to look at their ancestors.
Correct. And
My
they
whole
have
point is,
frameworks.
what if one ancestor owned slaves and the other did not? What do you do for those people?
You get reparations for the one ancestor. You get, as long as you have like a great grandparent, one great grandparent that was a slave, you deserve reparations. Because we have to go about this. Because listen, Penguin, because a lot of those, what if you have one parent that's this? What about the slaves? What about the slave owners that was graping the slaves and making mixed babies? What about those? Do they not deserve reparations?
My point is, have a lot of people who are mixed. And
I don't know, Penguin. It doesn't really sound humanitarian, man.
It would be very hard to identify which families today. Not
It's
everyone
funny
can go
how
back
everybody's a
and lineage
humanitarian
like
till
that.
it come to reparations. Everybody's a humanitarian till it come to reparations. Let me get the next caller in here, Penguin. I don't want to duck your question, so ask me the question directly again so I can answer you before I bring the next caller.
All right.
Ask me your question
I would
directly.
just ask, pardon?
No, I was asking you to ask the question directly so I can give you an answer.
Yeah, I guess where I'm coming from is what system would you set up to make it fair for everyone?
I don't know. It'll probably take some research. Just on the spot, I don't know a system that would make it fair for everyone. I know that over time, we got to understand that, yes, we are out of slavery for a while, but there was 300 years of slavery. Yes, Jim Crow we're not that far out of Jim Crow on the long scale of things. So we got to understand that we affirmative action. We had to have affirmative action and some more shit. So it's gonna take time. You referenced the Baltimore and shit. How long has Baltimore been predominantly black? Like, let's be real here. Has it been 200 years that Baltimore's been predominantly black? We're trying to get people to change as a people and as a culture when shit has been going on for so long. Yes, it's not gonna be perfect, but their opportunity should be there. Just because if I do wrong to someone and I owe them something, or I said I was gonna give them something and I take it back, why would I give it to them? That's my question to you. Why give it to them and take it back?
I can't answer that. But I do have another question for you. Do you think reparations would help the problems in the black community?
Yes, over time.
Yes, over time. Facing today?
Yes, over time. Correct. Yes, over time, because it will come with the community. It will come with land. It will come with inheritance. It will come with a lot of things. Yes, I do believe over time. Now, what is over time? Is it going to happen tomorrow? Is it going to happen the week after the checks drop? Is it going to happen the year after the check drops? Is it going to happen 10 years? Probably not. But yes, over time, I do believe it will help.
I don't. And the reason why, it won't solve black on black crime. Solve nuclear family problem. It's just throwing Band-Aid on an open wound to me.
So what will solve it, Penguin? What will solve it?
Bringing back nuclear family, for one, and then...
So listen, let me talk about the nuclear family. Do you know why the nuclear family is not in the black community anymore?
Hasn't been for quite some time.
But do you know why?
Done on purpose.
Okay, so again, another reason America should right their wrongs. Correct? Okay, Penguin.
No.
I'm gonna get to the next call. I got somebody calling in.
Hold
on, I got somebody calling in. I don't want to cut you off, but I got somebody calling. Hold on, they done called 3 times.
Call from
Corey.
Oh, this Corey world. If I knew it was Corey, I would have left Penguin on. No disrespect to you, Corey, but I thought it was somebody new. Go ahead, Corey.
Penguin, well, she doesn't understand that, like, this wealth needs to be redistributed throughout the whole country. The wealth redistribution is, like, it's so uneven and stuff that it's, like, it's not fair for black people. It's not fair for anybody. It needs to be redistributed. These boomers are holding all the wealth, and we need to do reparations. What do you think?
I'm just saying there needs to be a chance, and it seems to me like Penguin and a lot of people that feel like her is like just fuck the chance. You know what I'm saying? Just fuck it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and
Fuck
all our
them is not my
capacity is
problem.
going
You
to
know what I'm saying?
bullshit
Which
anyway. So
it's funny
I'd rather
how
have my
hold
tax.
on, Corey. It's funny how you can say fuck me is not my problem. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't, you know, whatever. I didn't, you know, whatever. But then in the same breath, ask how is it gonna help? Well, it's not your problem, right? Right.
Yeah, and our tax dollars are going to. I'd rather have my tax dollars going to help people on this soil than over to Ukraine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have an issue with it.
I don't want
think
free
it's
money.
just
I'm not talking about the free money. I'm talking about our own. I'm not
the
talking to you,
land,
Corey.
the
I'm
land,
answering
everything you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm talking to the chat. Yes, everybody thinks reparation is money, money, money. I want y'all to actually go look at what all came with reparations. I want y'all to go actually look because a lot of y'all come here and speak on reparations and just don't understand the cultural impact, the generational wealth that 400,000 acres redistributed, that would be, you know, maybe 800 billion in wealth for black people. You know what I'm saying? Just along the coastline. Think about how much money that coastline was worth that they gave to the 18,000 slaves and took back. Think about how much that property value is along Georgia, South Carolina, and North Florida. That would be the property that would have been passed down. That would be the property that would have been able to borrow against. That would have been the property that set the foundation. Let me get the next caller in, Corey.
Call from.
Puzzle.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Puzzles, welcome to the stage.
Good plug. Yeah, I'm listening to the debate, loving the show, bro. You know, I just want to say good job, but I'm gonna say this. We had somebody come up. I don't know who it was earlier, and they said something along the line.
Talk a little louder, Puzzles.
We had somebody come to the stage. Somebody come to the stage earlier, and they spoke basically along the lines of we're gonna punish the dealer. So let's look at it with the opioid crisis. We have an opioid crisis in America for years, and does the dealer write the prescriptions for the opioid crisis? No, right? You don't got no dealers writing prescriptions. So why aren't they punishing the doctors? It's the same aspect of the slaves from Africa that came over in the slave trade. We're not punishing Africans. Well, we're not also punishing the doctors, but we're punishing the people on this soil who had those slaves. And it's not even a punishment. We're basically giving reparations to the people who was enslaved. So I don't think it's a good way to look at it if we go off of the concept.
And everybody thinks reparations is just going to be a lump sum check. They're not realizing that reparations will be paid out in almost like royalties, $15 to $20 per month over the span of years. It will work kind of like a savings account for the children. People think, oh, just get reparations, one large lump sum. That's not how. Come on, man. People just get on here and talk.
I mean, even if we look at it from this aspect, we don't even gotta look at it like that. We can look at it like the child tax credit. If you are supposed to get reparations, you should be able to get some type of taxes or not have to pay taxes. What if the penguin question? What if instead of coming out of everybody's pockets for taxes, what if you say, all right, well, you deserve reparations. You don't have to pay taxes for the next 10 years. You don't have to pay taxes for the next 15 years. I mean, it's peanuts compared to what we should be receiving, but it's still doing something other than just saying, yeah, we owe reparations. I know we said we was gonna do it, but we ain't doing it yet.
Okay.
Like, I just look at it like there's other ways that we could go about this reparation thing instead of saying it won't help. We don't know if it's gonna help. We looking at black on black crime right now without reparations. Was reparations, the black on black crime in the hood, it probably wouldn't be there. Honestly, because it's going to be more blacks with money, the black on black, it's not going to be living around each other as much. They might be sprinkling around here, sprinkling around there, or if they do it the right way and just give us our own community, you don't got to worry about the black on black crime. We don't say nothing about Chinese on Chinese crime, Russian on Russian crime. It's crime on all humanity, no matter what skin color you are.
But when it comes to the reparations, we sit here and complain about black on black. If that's the case, why not fix the black on black crime now and say fuck the reparations?
Correct.
It's always this view on why we shouldn't try.
Let me get this next caller in, Puzzles.
Got it.
Appreciate you, boy. Appreciate Puzzles for calling. Welcome, caller. This is Politician Plug My Alt. Oh, you gonna call and hang up? It's crazy. Let me call back. No, I ain't calling nobody back. They can call back in. But Puzzles made some good points. Puzzles made some good points. You know, some would say he moving the goalpost, you know, comparing apples to oranges, but I understood what he was saying completely. You know, if we're gonna say that we need to punish the seller and the buyer, it's a lot of times in you know, we should do that across the board. I just don't see it because I can step out of my perspective and step into the other side's perspective. Like, why should I pay reparations? Why should I do that? I can step into that side and be, you know, whatever. But is it that big of a deal? A few cents on a dollar, you know what I'm saying? You pay a few cents on a dollar on all kind of other shit. It's not like they finna come. It's not like they finna come garnish $10,000 out of your annual wages to pay for reparations. Like, let's be fucking real. Caller, welcome in. This is Plug. The topic is birthright, citizenship, and reparations.
What's up?
Not much, man. Where you calling from? What's your name?
Sean in Florida. My name's Keith.
Okay, what's going on, Keith? You can speak on it.
So the whole, I'm gonna be honest with you right now, bro. I'm not gonna debate the reparations shit because we're gonna be here all day, and you know.
Okay.
I don't get arguments with people. The thing I'm calling about is what you were talking about earlier about you in the store. So I'm half Egyptian, half Sicilian. So I'm in the Arab community, and I'm also in the Mediterranean community. Sicilian, you know, I'm Italian. So when you say you're in a store, right, and you're gonna be, you know, basically, you know, categorized, or they're gonna look at you different because
Profile.
But what about? But I'm
Yeah, profile.
So I'm Arab. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big dude. I'm over 6 foot tall. You know, I got, you know what I mean? I'm a big ass dude. You know, so do you think black people they're gonna go after black people more than Arabs?
Hell yeah. They just gonna look at y'all. Listen, they gonna look at y'all like y'all might do something different, but they not gonna look at y'all like y'all in there stealing.
I mean, the thing is, for me, you know, don't take this the wrong way. Like I said, you haven't said nothing sideways to me, you know what I'm saying? Don't keep it like that. But for me, right, you do stupid shit, you're gonna get treated like, you know, you're stupid, you're dumb as fuck. You know, I'm trying to be respectful, I'm trying to cuss and stuff like that too. But for me, it's like, when you're doing all this shit and you're working, you know, and you get categorized as one person, and, you know, you're like, I see, like, there's, like, bad people in every race, you know what I mean? Like, there's different people like that.
Man, listen.
Again,
Okay, go ahead. No, I'm gonna let you finish.
What's up, bro? Like I said, like, there's bad people in different fucking races, you know what I mean? Like, every fucking race has their fucking bad fucking apples and shit like that. But for me, if you do something to me, you wrong me, I'm gonna fuck you up. That's just how it is. I don't care what skin tone you are or anything like that. Because I worked in law enforcement, also worked in prison and death row. I worked at FFP in Florida.
So let me say this. You said you do stupid shit and you deserve it. So you saying that me, just being black, walking in the store, I should have been followed?
No. This is the thing, right? I don't give a fuck what color skin tone you are, bro. Like, whatever you are, what race you are, whatever the fuck it is. But, like, if you do stupid shit, treat it. I don't care. If you treat me respect, you're gonna get respected. But I can see how, like, back then, now where I'm at, where I stand at, is like my grandparents, right? When they come to the country and they walk around, I see them get hate from white and black people, not just fucking white people. See what I'm saying, right?
Right. Hey, listen, the cream one. I see you, man. I don't give a fuck if I pick and choose on this shit. This shit moving, man. If you want to talk, man, call in. Call the fucking number, man. You sit here talking about I'm picking, choosing, reading the chat. You see how this man called the fuck in? You can call in. But go ahead. Appreciate it. Appreciate you for calling in, man. You see how he called in, man? Call in. You want to be heard? Call in. I got the number in here twice. And you talking about you picking and choosing. Sound to me like you picking and choosing whether you want to type or talk. Hell, we all picking and choosing, ain't we? Shit. Caller, welcome in. Caller, are you with me? All right, caller. I don't know what you had going.
Call from
William.
What's up, William? You now tuned in to Politician Plug, my alter ego. The topic of the night is reparations and birthright citizenship. You can take off.
Yeah, man. Here's the thing. The reparations is a fallacy, man. Think that they're gonna justify all the wrongdoings that they established before. Gonna like bank out for people the same way as somebody mentioned. They never owned slaves. The lineage before them, they didn't. So I get it. There's a wrong that needs to be fixed, but it ain't gonna be about money, man. It ain't gonna be about money, because if it was that way, the reason that we have birth control is because they tested it out on Puerto Ricans. The reason that we have birth control right now is because they tested it out in Puerto Ricans on unwilling people. Do you think they're going to get reparations for that? All the miscarriages and all of that happened? Never, man.
That man might need to fight for him, man. Fight the good fight, man.
Yeah, no. And here's the thing, man. If reparations, people think about it as money. No, man. We should be thinking about it as, like, no, you have a status quo. They keep changing what... I lost my train of thought, man. But reparations shouldn't be about money, man. It should be about giving opportunities, rather, because that's going to amount to more. Rather than, here's a quick paycheck, here's $1,000. Okay, we own your ancestors. Okay, here's $1,000. What does that fix?
Okay, I don't know, but let me tell you this. Penguin, you said this. Penguin said most slaveholders in the U.S. were white. A small number of free people of color also owned slaves. By 1830, there were 3,700 black slaveholders in the South owning 12,760 slaves. So, Penguin, you saying that those 4,000 Uncle Tom niggas should be the reason that 2,009,043 slaves don't get reparations. That's your argument. That's your argument. Hold on. Hold on, caller. I'm talking to someone in the chat. There were right under 13 million people in America. 2 million of those 13 million people were slaves. And you mean to tell me that because 12,760 of them was owned by some niggas who probably treated them better than the white man, who probably had a little empathy for them, who probably could have bought them so they wasn't owned by the white man, you mean to tell me that that's your basis for not giving reparations?
No, I'm saying that...
Not you, caller. Not you, caller.
Fix? Like, what a check...
It's leveling the plan. It's not the check. Do you not know what came with reparations? Do you not know that we were supposed to have our own communities would be policed by ourselves? Only the federal government could come and fuck with us if we allowed them to. Do you not understand the power of that? Do you not understand the generational wealth of that? Let me finish. It was 400,000 acres along the East Coast, Carolina, Georgia, and North Florida. Do you not understand what could be there along that coast? Do you not understand what that could have done for the black community? Everybody's talking about money this, money that. No, it's not about the money. Money is just the talk because we can't go take back our land that was stolen. given to us and taken back.
And like you mentioned,
With that land, hold on, let me finish. I'm not done. I'm not done.
That was my main point.
Let me
man.
finish.
That was
With
my
that
main point.
land,
It ain't about the money. What reparations is actually about.
let me finish.
To
With
the past.
correct. You are right.
Past,
Hold on. I'm talking to a chat right now too, because I'm arguing with somebody. With that land, what could we do? Borrow against that land. Get the money. Build corporate real estate. Build hotels along the course. Build shipping ports. We could have a lot. But because we can't go get that land, that so precious land along the East Coast of 400,000 acres, spanning from South Carolina to North Florida, money is the thing. But even with that, what came with that? Y'all are so worried about the money. Let me reiterate. I will read that. Section 2 specifies that these new communities, moreover, will be governed entirely by black people themselves on the island and in the settlements hereafter to be established. No white person whatsoever, unless military officers and soldiers detailed for duty, will be permitted to reside. The sole and exclusive management of affairs will be left to free people themselves by the laws of war and orders of the President of the United States. The Negro is free and must be dealt with as such. Finally, Section 3 specifies the allocation of land. Each family shall have a plot of not more than 40 acres of tillable ground, and when it borders on some water channel with not more than 800 feet of waterfront, in the possession of which land the military authorities will afford them protection until such times that they can protect themselves.
Preach. All right.
It's not about the money. Everybody's worried about the money. The money.
Exactly. So at least we're in the same page, man. Because it's one wrong can't be fixed by a paycheck, you know. And when people think reparations, it's exactly that. Oh, money. And it's like, no. It's not what
The money's gonna come with the land. That's the thing. It's not about the money. We can have the land. The money's gonna come with the land. The money's gonna come with the land. That's what people aren't realizing. Passed down generation after generation after generation. That land has acquired. That land is astronomically valued. That land could have all kind of establishments there. And if we were policing ourselves in our own community at that time, I'm not saying now, modern day, I'm saying if we were and we had it from 1865 until 2025, we got to go 1965. That's damn near 200 years of policing ourselves in our own community, our own 4,000 acres. What would have happened with that? It would have expanded. That 4,000 would have become 8,000 eventually. That 8,000 might have turned to 8 million. That's what they didn't want to happen. That's what they don't want to happen. We would have been able to get the money.
I'm gonna head out real quick, but it's something that you might want to look into is the federal government over in Puerto Rico. There was a giant massacre. They call it El Grito del Are, where they murdered, like, legit, more than 300 Puerto Ricans trying to protest against the United States. And I know this is off topic, but this is modern day genocide that has been done by the same United States. And in the same way that they used to treat black people, they did countless things, man, in Puerto Rico. And it's very, very obscure when you look into it, but it's modern day genocide, man. The same way that I mentioned before, that they used to test birth control pills on women that wanted to have kids in Puerto Rico just to test it out.
Okay. I appreciate you for calling in, Carl. I'm going to get somebody else up here, man. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and come back, man.
Good channel, man.
Okay, this is a new segment that I'm doing on the channel. This is my first time doing a live like this, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Appreciate all the haters too. Next caller, you can call in, man.
Mark.
To accept, press 1.
Welcome in, next caller.
Man, finally, I'm glad I got in, brother.
Okay, now, how do you feel about? What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Mark. I'm calling from British Columbia, Canada.
Okay, what's up, Mark from Canada?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm hearing a lot of emotional responses to what you're saying, but what you're saying is right and exact. I don't know why these people are tripping on this call. I don't understand it for the life of me. Because if you look at Israel, and the reason why Israel was formed as a state was because the Jews were basically enslaved by the Nazis. The Jews were building weapons for the Nazis and just getting persecuted the whole time. And for 5 years of persecution, Germany had to pay them reparations and gave them a whole state. Britain established Israel for them to give them a state. And they got money from Germany and everywhere else. And they get money from APAC in the States for their military and all this type of stuff to perform a genocide that's going on right now. And you're just talking about, slaves that have been through 400 years worth of slavery, and oppression. They had to build. They think that Africans came there and they never had any education at all. Like they didn't know how to do plumbing and they taught them how to do everything. But yet we were seasoning the food. We're doing the plumbing. We're building the White House. All that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they're acting like these people did not know what they were doing when they came there. They took people who knew how to do something that could survive in the elements, worked them to death for 400 years, and then have the audacity to say that they shouldn't.
Because it was the language barrier. It would seem that they couldn't do anything because of the language barrier. In order to stop the uprising, they mixed the slaves from different tribes. Like I'm telling you guys, everybody wants to try to categorize all black people together. You have to realize you don't call the Germans and the Russians the same. You don't call the people from Britain, the people from Britain and Hungary the same. You don't call these people the same. But when it comes to black people, it's all the same. No, these people were at war. Let me finish. Let me finish. Hold on, caller. These people were at war. These were conquered people being sold. So in order to stop uprisings when they got here, they would mix them up. So now you can't talk. You go back to something like the Tower of Babel. Everybody's here and can't talk.
But we had
Can't
to talk
communicate.
in code. Like in Jamaica, from the stories that I got when we were growing up, we had to talk in code. We had Queen Nanny who had to fight for the slaves and everything like that, doing quote-unquote magic. She used to shake her backside in the bushes, and they thought because she measured the distance of the bullet, she only reach a certain area, and she just shook her backside, and these British people thought that she was doing magic and all this hocus pocus, but it wasn't like that. And we mixed with the Tainos and all that kind of stuff to even survive slavery there in Jamaica, right? Because Jamaica was one of the highest. We had the highest slave rebellions outside of Haiti in the Caribbean. So I know exactly what you're talking about, brother. But my point is, for 5 years, the Jews went through what they went through, and they got reparations from Germany all the way to 2015 or 16. Could be wrong. Google it. You'll see it there when they paid their final payment. But you guys deserve reparations for everything that you built. The only reason why everybody's emotional is I think they would just go bankrupt. Do you think that they would go bankrupt if they paid out for slavery? Because if they had to pay out that much money to the Jews in Germany for 5 years worth of suffering, you guys went through 400 years worth of suffering. I think it would bankrupt the states.
I definitely do not think it would bankrupt the states. I think that the 40 acres and a mule thing, I feel like they already have calculations. Duke calculated it as 3.1 trillion. If you go with the effective date, you can stop that. Hold on, let me finish. If you start with the effective date, you will stop the inflation. The payments will start then, and it'll already be out. It'll be a set schedule of payments. These payments will come out like you said. Hold on, let me finish, caller. I'm talking to the chat too.
I'm agreeing with you.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
saying I agree, like I see.
The reparations will be paid out in installments. It's not like it's gonna just happen at once. So it'll be paid out over time. I already said that it'll go a few cents on a dollar here and there. You know, it's a few cents on a dollar on certain things, and that over time, if it takes 50 years to pay it out, oh well. You know what I'm saying? It's like a few cents on a dollar here and there. It's the same thing when we send money out to these other countries. It's the same thing when our tax dollars go to fund research for all kind of bullshit. It's the same thing that the right wants to say that all this money was wasted and being funneled and smuggled and stolen and shit. Well, guess what? That shit could have went to reparations, man. Straight up.
It's true. And most of them are just taking it, putting it in their own pockets anyway with their corporations and whatnot. So I don't know, man. I think what you're saying is right and exact. I don't need to stay on the call for a long time. You know, I don't have an emotional take to this. Because you're absolutely right, brother. What you're saying is right and exact. Everybody else is tripping because of guilt. It's not because of actual fact. They need to sit there and deal with the actual fact of what happened and what went down. The other brother talked about what happened with pregnant women or something, or miscarriage or something in Puerto Rico and stuff. Number one, Puerto Rico has their own state, so they give those people their own plot anyway, even though the states rule them. They have a plot to rule over in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have that, so... Listen. And even then, they were doing tests on black women for ages.
Correct.
You know?
Listen, Penguin, you so in your chest, you talking about why don't people with connection to Africa pay reparations? Penguin, all Americans will pay reparations. That's the thing. I'm gonna pay in the reparations.
Exactly.
All black people are gonna pay in the reparations. That's what you're not getting. Exactly. You're saying why don't the people with connections to Africa pay reparations? We will.
And you already have been.
If you call it that.
You've been doing it the entire time.
Whether you want to say I was here or whether you want to say I came on the boat, man. Yes. I pay taxes. I go buy things. Hold on. All right, man. Let me get the next caller in here.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
Yes, I buy things. So in turn, just by me buying things, going to get things, yes, I would pay reparations. It's not like when they're asking for reparations, it's like, hey, all Americans, it's time to pay your reparations check. No, that's not how the fucking shit works, bro. You'll go to the store, you'll buy a soda, or you'll go to the store and pay a bill, or you'll go to the store and it'll just be a couple cents on the damn dollar. That's how it works. Motherfuckers so scared of. Welcome in, caller.
Hello?
Hello. Caller, where you calling from? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Colorado.
Yeah, we waiting on you. We can't hear you really.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. How you feel about it?
Like all these people, for real, in the comments, they get too emotional. First of all, we could talk about they want black people to go to do shit on their own, right? Get jobs, get housing, help their own economy, start their own communities, right? Do that already? Do that in Tulsa? Didn't we do that in Georgia? I get mad because if we could y'all bitch and y'all started throwing bombs into our cities, our communities and shit. Wasn't I already doing that when we started when we was already building our communities?
Correct. Black Wall Street, yes they did. Yes they did. And they try to make it seem like it was just an isolated event and it's not a big deal. They downplay that shit.
Didn't they like the I'm sorry to cut you off, but didn't they put a light over the community in Georgia too?
Yes, I do believe so. Yeah. It was a massacre. Yeah, it's all kind of massacres through the South.
So I just don't get the comments. I feel like people I'm agreeing with what I call this is getting too emotional. They need to really think about it. I think it's just hate for real. They don't want niggas to strive like that. Niggas to strive, they can take over land and for progress that America's trying to do for themselves and consider niggas American. I'm not really black. I'm not a foundational black American. I'm from Sudan. Came over here first legal citizen in my home. So
I mean, I know I ain't getting no reparations, but people in the comments talking about niggas ain't got no reparations. Crazy.
Okay, so you said you first generation, man. I appreciate you for calling in. So how do you feel about birthright citizenship and how it's going?
Touch me one more.
How do you feel about the way they birthright citizenship being ended? Just if you are born in America, it doesn't, and your parents are not citizens, you are not a citizen. It used to be as long as you were born on American soil, you were a citizen. That is no longer. How do you feel about it?
Actually, I agree with that. Honestly, I'm gonna agree with that. And this is why.
You here? I think we lost you.
My fault. I'm getting cut off, bro.
Oh, all right. Yeah, he got cut off. We lost the caller, man. Shaven Ape, you can call in, man. You can call in. Just call in respectfully, man. I ain't disrespecting nobody. Don't come up here disrespecting me. Anybody can call in. The number's here. Seems like y'all got a lot to say. You and King Trump. I want y'all to realize, know that I'm not Democrat, not Republican. I don't give a fuck if you far left, far right, liberal, conservative, leftist, Marxist. I don't care if you don't like me, man. I don't care if you having a good damn night, man. Get your ass in here, man. Straight up. Yeah, we talking about, didn't they just have some shit going on with Evergrande? We trying to stop our Evergrande from collapsing here. Shit crazy, Chad.
Call from
Penguin.
What's going on, Penguin?
Hey.
All right,
okay,
now.
so we've all talked about reparations, and I guess you kept going and touching on it's the principle of doing the right thing because this was a wrong. Why stop at slavery then?
I mean, why stop? I didn't say let's not stop. If America did it, then shit, America did it. You know what I'm saying? Individuals are held accountable.
I want you to consider. If America does this reparations, right, that can easily be turned in different directions. Let's just say you get what you want and there's like an increase and everybody pays this tax and the tax gets awarded to people that are able to prove their lineage and you get what you want. Can't people then turn around and say, I want the black community to pay reparations because they're committing 52% of the robberies and 51%
Penguin.
of the murders?
No, because the black community is not America. The black community did not make laws to go and fuck up people. The black community.
The principle of righting the right, of righting these wrongs.
Yeah, Penguin, that's not how it works, though. It's policy involved, too. And also, if we want to go with the reparations, wouldn't black people be in their own communities, policing themselves? Wouldn't that solve your problem right there, the 52%, whatever you did?
It's going to make it worse. I don't think
Why does it matter to you, then? Why would that matter to you? Why would it matter?
Of the murders.
Why would it matter? If they're in their own community, why would it matter? They policing themselves.
Not just in their own community. You talked about racism and why people might be afraid. And let me ask you, and I want you to be honest, and everyone be honest in their dark little heart.
It's just like this. It's like it's black people. It's just black people for Penguin. It's not gonna work. Black people are all murderers, so they don't deserve no reparations. It's just fuck them. That's what it is. That's what you're saying. In so many words. You have no empathy, Penguin. You have zero empathy.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all. I'm totally against slavery and whatnot. I just don't think that is the solution. I think bringing back nuclear family is. But what I'm trying to say is that if you get what you want and there's reparations, people can't then turn around and say, well, we're oppressed now because of slaves. because of slavery. No, you get reparations now.
Over
So
300 years,
there's no more
it has to be, yes, okay, at least afford us that opportunity. You think
but
we
that's
like
all
being
fair.
called,
That's fair.
that's all you get, like, fuck, leave us alone, like, damn, let us build some shit, let us not have to go shut up and dribble. Maybe if we got reparations,
But no
and
one's preventing the black community from having their own businesses at this
there
point.
is inheritance. It's 300 years of inheritance. It's nepotism. It's all of that, and it's all of that is stemming from you, not you, but that community saying that black people was 1/4 of a man.
But my whole point is, if they're granted this reparation, right, and let's just say American pays it, and then that wealth gets distributed to people that prove their lineage, right? Because you got to prove that your family were slaves, right? You got to.
It's a consensus. Yes, there's a sense. There's a census there. It's a census there. Yes, there's a census. It's not going to be hard.
But my whole point is, it won't stop there. Then you open up the opportunity.
Well, why did it stop? Why did it stop with Japan? Why did it stop with the Native Americans? Why did it stop? Why did it stop in Germany? Why did it stop anywhere? It's a worldwide thing. Reparations are being paid. Why did it stop in Israel? Reparations are a worldwide thing. So it's like, I don't understand why reparations. I'm sure another country's gonna get reparations. We're not the only ones fighting for reparations. South Africa fighting for reparations right now. At least South Africa acknowledges what the fuck they did.
Yeah, but my whole point is, once you pay reparations, that race or that particular group can't sit there and say, it's like if you get in a car accident.
So
right,
what, Penguin? After reparations are paid, so what? You talking about some what happens after reparations? We gotta get there first. How about that? How about we get to reparations and then we revisit this shit afterwards? Because you shooting, hold on. You have so little faith in the black community that you don't even want to give them a shot, and that says a lot.
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying this.
You don't gotta say it.
I'm more focused on what will reparations do going forth.
Why does it matter? You didn't ask what it was going to do for the Japanese. You didn't ask what it was going to do for the Jews. You didn't ask what it was going to do for the Native Americans. But when it comes to niggas, you want to know what it's going to do. It's crazy to me.
Because they mainly have, they hold on better to nuclear family. Like, say what you will about the natives.
Why? Because they're not systemically torn apart from their families. Guess what? The nuclear family will be there a lot more if we had reparations, but because we didn't have reparations, because we were putting in poor communities, because we are hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. Because we're employed at a much lower rate, because we don't have nepotism, because of that, guess what? We had bad jobs. Because of that, guess what? There are single mothers that had to go on Section 8 that had to kick the baby daddy out of the house. The baby daddy didn't always want to fucking leave. The baby daddy didn't always go get milk. Guess what? Uncle Sam said, if I catch him over here, that rent and shit is gone. But when you want the nuclear family, how when it's nepotism, how when it's merit based or whatever like that? No, we had to have affirmative action to even get a job to begin with.
But that's my point. Some people could argue that affirmative action, like, what right does a white person have today that you don't have?
I just said all of that and you focus on affirmative action. Let me bring you back, go back to the point of what is reparations gonna do. Go back to that point. Don't hang on to something. Don't run from that.
Well, as for reparations, this is what I worry for, right? We grant it. It's granted. I worry about the victim mentalityhood of what that will do and if that would further hurt racial tensions. But let's just say that you get what you want, reparations are granted, this, that, and the third, you get it, right? It's the system that you want and it's being paid to people that were, descendants of slaves. Can't the white community or different minority communities turn around and say, hey, this group of people did this and this and this to these areas?
No.
They committed 50% of the murder. And the reason why
But Penguin, the thing about it is you're saying 50% of the murder, but they're killing black people. They're not killing white people. If you go look up the stats right now, hold on. Hold on. No, they're killing black people. They're not killing white people. By far and large, niggas is killing niggas. You want to know why? Because niggas live around niggas. I just pulled up the stats the other day. You know who kills the most white people, Penguin? Guess who kills the most white people?
White people,
By far and large, white people kill the most white people. You know who kills the most Mexicans, Penguin?
Sure.
Who? Who kills the most Mexicans, Penguin? Who? All right. Right. So come on, man. Come on, man. No, the point is that you're worried about niggas killing niggas, and that's not affecting you. Straight up. You talking about some Baltimore and shit that you said Baltimore is all niggas and it's not working. Well, it's all niggas. Why does that matter to you? Your beautiful white neighborhood, is cool. Maybe if those niggas wasn't impoverished.
And I live in that area, that shit affects me.
How have you been affected in your area, Penguin? How has niggas affected you?
So when you live in a high crime area, right, it's incredibly hard to sell your home or to get a loan in certain areas. I'm just being real with it. That's not a white or black thing. It's not me making a dig at anyone. It's just facts. When you live in a crime area, it's going to be a lot harder to sell your home.
So what crimes have niggas committed against you, Penguin? Give me an example of a crime that's been committed by a black person to you. What kind of crime have they done to you?
Well, I'm sure you can imagine it wasn't easy growing up white in Baltimore. I'm sure that the same way that you might have felt in Arkansas, that can definitely be reversed. Them assuming that, oh, well, you must have had privilege or you must have had this. Like,
no, what crime? I'm asking you, what crime did they do to you? What crime?
Like,
because you talking about free speech.
What, etc.
Like what crime? Like what crime? You said it's a high crime area and crime goes on there, but I just made a point that the murder happens to black people. Black people murder black people. So I'm asking you, saying that you have trouble selling your home.
If you're white living in Baltimore and you're in a black area, you are a target. It's the reality of it. Just like you might feel if you move to a white area or a hillbilly area, you might feel profiled or targeted.
But I'm still trying to figure out what they did to you. Like what has happened to you? Has a black person stolen from you? Let's get there. Let's get there. No, let's get there. Okay, well let's say that. No, I need that because I need some perception and perspective. I want to know why you feel this way. And maybe if a black person has done something to you, I have a better understanding. But you just saying, oh, I experienced some shit. I'm gonna say that's free speech. Ain't that what they say when we get called the RDR? Oh, it's free speech, right? But when you say somebody stole something from you, okay, now we're talking. How many? What's the murder rate? What's the murder rate?
I have been jumped. Like that is a thing here.
Okay.
That is an actual thing. Like it's not really so much a target against black people, but that is just the reality of where I live. That is the reality of the world we are in right now. I don't think. Look at the businesses and what happened with Freddie Gray. Like, most of those businesses were black owned. How is reparations going to stop that? That doesn't help. Like, I'm just saying, white people can then turn around. You get your reparations. You can't say you're oppressed anymore.
That's the point.
Turn around and say, you're committing this crime. You're the highest number to be arrested for robbery.
Because it's empathy. Like I'm telling you, a lot of these people, a lot of these crimes that are committed, like there's studies done, like why in California are black people the only ones that get the enhancement on the firearm by 92% rate. You know what I'm saying? Like when just as many white people and Mexicans and every other race get caught with firearms, why is black people getting the enhancement 98% of the time? You know what I'm saying? So we can you know what I'm saying? So we can go there, but it's systemic. It's systemic. Like
yeah, you could argue that
it's not art. It's
but what
the
I'm
truth.
trying to say is if we're gonna take reparations for this,
I know
long
some
and if we're
beautiful
going by
black cities.
principle,
I know some
then
cities,
why
Penguin.
can't BLM pay reparations for the businesses that they destroyed?
Make them pay, Penguin. I say, fuck it. Pay me, pay everybody. Give us what the fuck was taken from us, that was given to us and taken from us. That's the whole thing I think that you're missing. It was given and
But
taken.
building community
Given and taken.
has to be worked. That's not, when you just give everything, that's socialism. That's not, when you just give.
It's
give
cool to give
that
to
are
everybody
used to
but
just
the
having
niggas.
handouts.
I got other
It's
people
not
calling in
creating
too,
new
Penguin.
wealth.
Hold on, Penguin. I got some other people calling in. We've been on this one almost 15. Let me get this number in. I ain't gonna say it out loud. But you can call back in or we can continue this. I appreciate the conversation though, Penguin. Let me get this call in, man. Me and Penguin can go back and forth on that all day. You know what I'm saying? All right. Carla, you can call back, man. You can call back. They talking about suspected spam.
From.
JJ.
To accept.
What's going on, Carla? Where you from? What's your name?
JJ, I live in New Mexico.
Okay, what's up, JJ from New Mexico? Can I ask you to talk a little bit louder, man? The chat's gonna have a hard time hearing you if you don't.
No problem. My phone, I live way up in the woods, so it might be a little choppy from time to time.
Okay, go ahead.
So, how I feel about reparations, is that what we're talking about, right?
Correct. Reparations and birthright citizenship.
What is that? Sorry.
Birthright citizenship, if you were born on U.S. soil, you were considered a U.S. citizen. That is no longer the case. Now, your parents have to be U.S. citizen. You have to have at least, you have to have U.S. citizen parents, or you are not considered a U.S. citizen.
All right, I do disagree with that one a little bit, for sure. But reparations, man, I think Native Americans, body in this country.
You have to talk a little louder. We can't hear you.
All right, sorry. I think if anyone in this country should get reparations, Native Americans. I mean, we're here when they brought you guys over here, right? And they got pushed around just the same, if not a whole
It was
lot.
some black people here too. But didn't Native Americans have their own communities too? Don't they got reservations? Don't they get to police themselves? Don't they get casinos?
Yeah, but the chiefs, the chiefs don't share.
Well, who problem is that? Ain't they policing themselves over there?
Do you think that reservations is enough?
I'm just saying it's something. Black people ain't got nothing. Niggas ain't got nothing.
That was taken, right?
Correct. Niggas ain't got nothing though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least Indians got something. I'm gonna get the next caller in here. I appreciate you for calling. I hope you subscribe to the channel, man.
Okay, hey, one real quick. What is your channel? Because
It's Plugsation. Plugsation. All you gotta do is click the box at the top. You should be able to subscribe.
Plugstation.
Or if you double tap the screen and like the video, it'll put me in your algorithm and you'll come back over here when I'm live.
Okay, man.
All right.
You talking.
All right now.
From.
White man.
To accept, press 1.
What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name's the uppity white man, and you sound like, friend, I'm calling from Tijuana. You sound like you're a lazy black man looking for free white dollars without having to work for them.
Who said niggas what? Okay, listen. I'm not worried about the money. Did you just call in because did you hear about the being able to?
About the money.
Okay,
You're
listen.
lying.
Hold on. Let me
Only reason
mute
you're
you. Let me mute you. Let me mute you. Hold on. Let me mute you because I just sat there and read that. I'm gonna let you talk. You don't gotta lead. I'm gonna let you talk because I said it's not about the money. It's about the land. It's about the 400,000 acres that was given and taken back. I said, with that said land, the money would have came. You could have borrowed against that land and got the money, correct? Now you want to call up in here and say you're the uppity white man and say that I'm worried about getting money. No, I said it's much more about the land. The reason they can't give reparations or can't is because of the land.
Let's quit, Nunk.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, you're not all black. You're part white. You're not.
No, I'm not part white.
So,
I just got a light on right now.
You own
I'm not
reparations?
part white. I'm black.
No, you're not black.
Yes,
Not
I am.
African. Only
I'm
Africans
black. I don't have to be black. I'm Native American. I'm Native American and black. Do you not see my cheekbones up here, man? Do you not see this hair I got over here, man? Like, let's be real here. I just put this outfit on to play, man. I'm not playing with you.
So you're not pure black.
I'm black and Native American, if that's what you want to call it.
Well, do you own reparations?
Do you not understand that there was black people here too? All black people didn't come from Africa.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, so what is we talking about?
To America by a black man from Nigeria. Did you know that?
You said what?
Who enslaved the blacks? The blacks did in Africa. We just bought them like they
Correct. Okay, so listen to this. Let me tell you this. If you go to PetSmart and you buy a dog and you beat the shit out of that dog and make the dog do what the fuck ever, should you not be held accountable? Are you gonna go hell? Okay, hold on. Let me ask you a better question. Are you gonna be mad at Petco if you went to Petco and bought a dog and you did whatever to the dog, put your dick in it, beat the shit out of it, did what the fuck ever you did to that dog? Should Petco get in trouble because they sold you the dog?
Yes. Do anything to you, and neither did any white person in this country.
So he just said, I don't want to talk to him no more because he dumb as hell. He said that Petco should get in trouble for selling me the dog. If I walk into Petco like a regular American and buy a dog and something happens to the dog, Petco should be in trouble because they sold me the dog. You sound stupid. I don't got time to talk to nobody fucking stupid, bro. You sound stupid, man. You sound stupid. Y'all finna make me take this shit off and get back to the real me, bro. You sound dumb as hell. I was in this bitch trying to play, man. But y'all gonna make me not play, bro. You sound dumb as hell, bro.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
He said, yeah. I said if I buy a dog, if you buy a dog from PetSmart and you abuse the fuck out of the dog, fuck the dog, do all kind of shit that should land you in jail or have you in trouble, you said PetSmart should be in trouble. They didn't know. What? Caller, where you from? Where you calling from?
This is Essence. I'm calling from Texas.
What's up now,
I'm
Essence?
really tired, but I just had to say this. For everybody in the chat and all the callers that's calling in that feel like Black Americans should not receive reparations, I think that people tend to forget everything that we have actually been through and that we've actually survived. People tend to forget that we survived the Black Codes. People tend to forget that we survived lynchings. People tend to forget that we've been through redlining. People tend to forget that Jim Crow was just a few years around the corner. People tend to forget that we suffered through, happened to go through sundown towns and being lynched. People forget that our leaders were attacked and were assassinated. People forget that the CIA put crack in our neighborhoods. People forget that we were targeted with mass incarceration. People forget that we suffered through school segregation. People forget that there was a destruction of over 60 plus black towns. Every time black people in America had their own, it was always a different rule being made for black people. Always some white person trying to come over and lord over black people. We can't wear our hair like this. We can't dress like this. We can't teach our own kids how we want to teach them. We can't do nothing that we want to do on our own just for our own people. We can't even have our own language. We can't have Ebonics. We got to do everything like how white people want us to do, and as soon as we don't, we disobedient and we need to be punished. White people have forgotten they are not our gods and they are not our lords, and we ain't got to do what y'all say do. Give us our reparations. To go.
Thank you, Essence. All right, now somebody said something. Somebody said, what if somebody bought a child and did all of that? Listen, buying kids are illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal here and it's illegal there. At the time, buying slaves wasn't illegal here or there. But that doesn't mean it wasn't immoral. So because it was immoral, the way to make amends is through reparations, which was granted to 18,000 slaves, which would set precedents for the rest of the slaves, right? Ain't that how precedents work, right? Right. 18,000 slaves was granted 40 acres and a mule. That's where we get the 400,000 acres. The land that was given to them, bestowed upon them, was from South Carolina to Florida. That land was then taken back by the president. Right. Right. So it's not like we sitting here asking for some shit that isn't there. And like I said, I really don't care about the money. It's not about the money. It's about the land. That's what y'all don't get. It's not about the money. It's about the land, because they can print money. They can keep printing that shit. They can print. We seen it happen during 2020. We seen it happen all the time. They can print this shit till their eyes pop out. It's about the land. You can't make any more land. You feel me? You understand that? You can't make any more land. That's why it's about the land. The land breeds money. The money's gonna come from the land. Straight up. Ain't nobody else wanna call in. Nobody else calling in, I'm finna get the fuck off. Straight up. I chill with y'all, but if ain't nobody else finna call in, I'm finna get off. I just want y'all to understand, for me, it's not about the money. At its core, it's not about the money. Money, they print this shit. They keep printing this shit. They keep printing this shit. It's about the land. Can't make no more of that. Can't make no more of that. Now you talking about they can't make no more land. That's not true. You go live on some man-made land. You go live on some shit that they trying to add on. What you want to go on a little island that they don't put together? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You talking about post-slavery? Yeah, reparations should come post-slavery. Reparations should come for what happened to in Oklahoma, for what happened to Black Wall Street. Reparations should come to what happened to Black Wall Street, should come for all of those massacres, should come for Jim Crow, should come for redlining. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Welcome in, caller. Where you calling from?
Well, you said you wanted callers, man.
Oh, what's going on now?
Yeah, so reparations. Don't you think all Americans at this point maybe should have them?
No,
like Native Americans and
Native Americans got theirs. They got to take that up with their chief. They got to take that up with Big Chief.
you didn't get shit. You have no sympathy for the natives.
You just told me that y'all got reparations and that the chief was doing whatever the chief was doing. Did you not just tell me that?
Dude, but okay.
Black people have got nothing.
I heard you on that, but fucking have you ever been to a reservation?
No, I'm not.
Have you ever like even seen a fictional movie about a reservation?
Correct. Yes, I have, and I actually have a few friends that live on a reservation right now. One friend that I'm really cool with. I've never met him. I know him online. I know him online. It's a girl, and she's really prideful about her reservation. She doesn't work. She gets a check every month. She doesn't work. She gets a check because she's part of whatever she is.
That's interesting. I guess what I'm saying is a lot of this land, was all free to them until we decided to make the railroad and all this other shit. America. Steel mines, factory, we had to come up with the steel out of somewhere. Of course, there are some workers. I'm sure you've done your history on that shit, man. I mean, I think a lot of different people should get reparations. I don't think it should be designated just for the black man. I'm white, and maybe I don't have any place to say that, but that's my opinion, man.
Listen, we can visit all the reparations talk. Well, the reparations that I'm talking about was already given and then taken aback. That's the difference here.
The mule and the...
Yeah, correct. 40 acres in a mule to 400,000 acres spanning from South Carolina to North Florida. That was issued by the Union General upon winning war. We know what happens in war. Winning war said that these 18,000 people are entitled to 40 acres in a mule. That would be equivalent to around 400,000 acres. I just told you where it was supposed to be at. So yes, that was given to them and taken back and given back to the Confederates. The same people who lost the war.
Okay. Do you think it was fair what they gave to the natives?
I mean, I feel like it's
back.
I don't know what the natives actually got. I don't know the equivalent. I know that some people, part of some tribes, they getting, tens of thousands a month from the casinos. I know some people, my friend, she makes enough to, live off of it. Like I said, she don't have to work. She's all right. I'm not saying she's rich by any means, but she doesn't have to work.
Very little from what I can see, like if you look at a map of reservation territory. Pretty fucking minimal. I think it's a real, it's an insult to their culture and what they had before man came along. And I'm part native myself, but my name's Ahern. I'm white, Irish, whatever. I don't expect them to give me shit, but I really think that they should give something back to the natives.
All right. He feels like the natives should get, a little bit something more, I'm not here to debate against that. I'm not here to debate against that. I'm here talking about, I guess the title is reparations, so he's talking about reparations for all. Let me get to this next caller, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I agree with that 40 acres and a mule thing, actually.
Appreciate you.
Call from Pretty Mimi. Accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Pretty Mimi, what's going on? Where you calling from?
I am calling from Mississippi. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right now.
That's good. I just wanted to bring something to your attention. I don't know if you guys have covered it before,
but there is something called the Homestead Act of 1862. Have you ever covered that?
I haven't covered it, but I have, touched up on it. Go ahead, explain it to him.
Okay, so basically the home, and I'm reading this from Google because this is so much simpler for people to understand. The Homestead Act of 1862 was a U.S. law that allowed any adult citizen who had never borne arms against the U.S. government to claim 160 acres of surveyed public land. So basically, they are sitting up here crying, hooping, and hollering about us possibly getting 40 acres, or the equivalent of 40 acres and a mule. The Homestead Act of 1862 allowed all these people that came from Italy, Poland, the old country, as it were.
And you know what they used for that? They used manifest destiny.
That's what happened.
They used manifest destiny to push all the way west, giving out that 160 acres.
Right. Exactly. So while they're sitting up here talking about, especially that twit that called in earlier, Penguin or what have you, she was so freaking ignorant. Sitting up here talking about, reparations would do no good for the black community, that it would just be worse. You cannot tell us how to police ourselves, how to police ourselves. We never had the opportunity. Every time that we got something, whether it was Black Wall Street or it was Rosewood, and I forgot the name of the community that they flooded, that is now Lake Lanier in Georgia. But we had our own communities. Every time that we did that, they came in and they massacred us. They killed us. They slaughtered us. We do not want a handout at all. We want the ability to be who we were meant to be and to police and control our own selves and our own destinies. The issues that we have now in our community, we're so impoverished. A lot of our younger people, we don't have any hope because there are so many black men, they die before they even turn 18 because they walk out the store with a cell phone or a cigarette and they're killed because the cop thinks that they had a gun and they just walk out of a freaking convenience store. How many times have we seen this happen? And I'm sorry, I'm just very passionate. It just makes me so angry when if you listen to how they speak about us, it's like they don't even see us as humans, especially like that twit Penguin and the last man that just called in. My great-grandmother actually was a black Indian or Native American. I actually saw pictures of her when I was a little kid.
That's what they don't realize. That's what a Seminole is. Right?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
That's what a Seminole is. A dark Native American.
Right.
They don't realize that. That's what people are not understanding. Go ahead.
Right. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. But we were not given the opportunity to go to reservations. I mean, my God, at least they have reservations, and that's why I was saying in the chat. They actually get, at least the ones I know, they get checks monthly. They have, of course, to me, they should get way much more, way more. But if the last caller was so, concerned about his community, then that's something that he needs to take up. He needs to call his congressman, his senator. He needs to go to, maybe he can run for office. Maybe he can, sit down and talk to somebody about legislation on what they should get, because I think they should get much more than what they get. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about us. And this was not something that we asked for. This was a promise. This was a law. They went back and they changed it when Abraham Lincoln died. And once he was assassinated, they went back on their word. So, I have so much more to say, but I don't want to, belabor the time or what have you. But I just want to call in and say, I appreciate what you're doing. I just signed it tonight, but I was, I subscribed and everything, and I will be back. But for all the racists and the biggest, especially Penguin, that twit in the chat, please go look up the Homestead Act of 1862. And I want you to sit there and tell me that we can, as black people, 150 years later, whatever it is, tell us that we have the same benefits that you have when you have a 200-year leg up on us. You already We just started this race. You have a 200-year head start. And not just that, Penguin, did you know that your people used to eat us? They used to take our skin and they used to not only eat us, but they made clothes out of us. They made us, they said that we were 3/5 human, and that was the men. They weren't even talking about the women. So I just wanted to, be that, in y'all's ear, and hopefully I've educated that Twitch Penguin a little bit, because she had my boy, I mean, such ignorance. I've never seen it before. But anyway, you have a blessed night, brother, and I'll talk to you, soon.
Okay, let me before you leave, I know Penguin, you know what I'm saying? She is a debater. Tonight, we kind of went at it, but I do fuck with Penguin. And just to clear it up, she's not calling you the B word, Penguin. She's not saying the B word, we try not to do that over here. But
no, I said Twitch.
yeah, I know it. But
Stephen Tom WIT.
No, we know
and
it.
I'm sorry, but that's as I could keep. But I'll watch.
But what I am gonna say is,
I don't her the B word at all. I was calling her Twitch.
This is my first time doing this style live stream. I'm gonna do it more. I do go live every single day. We talk politics, current events, and entertainment. So, you might come in on a different topic. If it's not for you, you can just come back. If it is for you, you're more than welcome to hang out or call in. I don't always do the Google Voice call in. Most of the time I have a StreamYard link to where people can come on stage with me so I can play video clips and things of those sorts. But I wanted to try this style out. So we're gonna do a lot more of both. But appreciate you for joining, and you have a good night.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Of course.
Oh, I thought she was done. I thought she said all right. All right, so what we doing, man? She just unloaded a lot. The Homestead Act, she is right, 160 acres. But what she did expound on that I didn't expound on was that other communities were able to get that land. It wasn't just, niggas wasn't allowed. It was everybody. Hey, as long as you're not a nigga and you free, you know what I'm saying, you can come get some of this land free. Up to 160 acres. Now, let's think. 160 acres, right? Passed down through generations, right? Depending on where that real estate is, it could be worth, you know what I'm saying, anywhere from a couple thousand an acre to, damn near priceless. Given away, passed down, generation to generation. While the land that was bestowed upon those 18,000 slaves was given and taken back. But they did that through manifest destiny. Now, y'all might ask, what is manifest destiny, plug? Let me give y'all the exact definition so I don't say just be speaking out my ass. Manifest destiny. Definition. Manifest destiny refers to the belief in the 19th century, the United States, that American settlers were destined to expand westward across North America, and that belief was both obvious, manifest, and certain destiny. It is defined as a future event accepted as inevitable broadly and ostensibly benevolent or necessary policy of imperialistic expansion. The concept was used to validate the continental acquisitions in the Oregon country, Texas, New Mexico, and California. This belief is rooted in American exceptionalism, romantic nationalism, white nationalism, implying the inevitable spread of republicanism and the American way. So they used manifest destiny to expand westward, and throughout expanding westward, they had to give this land to Americans, free Americans. So 160 acres, man, all you had to do was be alive and not black. As long as you alive and not black or Native American or whatever, shit, you can get some of this. Or Hispanic, shit, you can get some of this. Yeah, as long as you ain't one of those, man, you can get some of this. 160 acres, here for the taking. You know what? I don't even want $1. I don't want $1. You know what I'm saying? I do not want $1. Straight up. Took it from whoever. Fuck who you was. This manifest destiny. We finna expand westward, straight out. That's what was going on, man. Like I said, Chad, I love my country, but we ain't perfect. Never said we was. I love my country, but we is not perfect. This all I know though. As a black American, I don't have a homeland. I don't have, this is my homeland. I don't have some roots over here, some ties over here. Motherfucker quick to say they want to go back to Africa, take your ass back. I go over there to where? To who? Who? You pull up that census and say my people was here in the South. Straight up. Tennessee, Arkansas. My people was at. Straight up. From Walk the Trail of Tears. From Florida. So disrespectful for what? What am I so disrespectful for? My people walked the Trail of Tears. Shit. Ended up in Tennessee. Got down in Arkansas. What is we talking about? What? Go protest for what? I ain't protesting. Shit. What? Niggas protesting, carrying their ass to jail right now. I went to the No Kings protest and covered it, though. I wasn't over there protesting with them folks for the No Kings. I wasn't protesting for that, but I was documenting it. I got some both sides of the coin. I got the mini documentary on the channel. For sure. Search up, look at me. Okay. What the fuck is look at me? Listen, you said the Trail of Tears was westward, bro. The Trails of Tears involve forced displacement of indigenous people, including those from Florida and Tennessee. Like, you act like people from Florida didn't have to move westward. You act like the trail, like, come on, bro. Like, let's be real. The journey was marked by significant suffering and loss of life. For Cherokee, the Trail of Tears began in Tennessee. Right, right. But what about the Seminoles? What about the Indians that was in Florida? They just stayed there? They got pushed the fuck out, too. Like, let's be real. You act like Florida, people from Florida didn't have to walk the Trail of Tears. What? A shaving ape. You talking about I don't want to hear the truth? I appreciate you for rocking with me all night. I mean, you could have been called in. I mean, you running the comments up. Appreciate you, my boy. But you could have been called in. Like, shit, you been here for damn near 3 hours. I think you was on the last live. Straight up. You been in this bitch for a long time. My boy not to call in. You nervous? You got a lisp? It's all right. I got a lisp too. Oh, you said you been trying to call? Oh, you was the one that said don't call me back? Nah, President Lincoln ain't take care of all this, man. President Lincoln tried, allegedly. But you know what? Andrew Jackson gave all that land back. I got a strong stutter, probably. Probably. It's late. It's like 3:20 in the morning where I'm at. What time is it where y'all at? Appreciate that, Dragon. Appreciate that, Dragon. But yeah, I'm finna get off of here, man. It's 3:21 in the morning, man. I appreciate everybody for rocking with me, man. I'll see y'all on the next one. Good night, chat.